Good afternoon, guys. So a little bit knackered from a little bit of a clamber, but as you can probably tell by the sound, just found this very cool waterfall. Sorry, I'm just pulling a thorn out of my finger. So we're down at Glenelg near the Broch, which are the old ancient dwellings, 2,000 years old or thereabouts, which is quite interesting, definitely worth a look. So that's down at the bottom of Glenelg. But on the way back we spotted this waterfall, so I just literally crossed two rivers and clambered up a bank to find this. So it's very cool. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time now just working out a few compositions and trying to get something nice from the shot. So I'm probably going to clamber up and into the main pool area. So I'm not going to include any of the sky. I'm just going to separate a section of the pool itself and possibly some foreground interest. There is a couple of big boulders on the right hand side. So I think that might be the one. I'm going to have to make sure I take a lens cover up there with me, just so I can expose the lens, do a shot and then cover the lens back up so as not to get it too misty. But yeah, that's quite a cool waterfall, so I think that will definitely be one to do, and it leads out down through Glenelg. So I think the lads may join me, but it is a bit of a clamber, and the whiskey definitely attacked us last night, so one of them, Rob, is a bit worse for wear, but it was a fun night, and Scotland won 2-0 against Spain, so the pub was a very good atmosphere. Yeah, so I'm going to clamber up there and find a composition and then do a bit more video. So talk to you in a bit. Bruh, it's fucking cold. Well, that was cool. Really enjoyed that. Standing over there in the over here in the water, knee deep, quite chilly, but hopefully I've got some nice compositions. I don't know whether you'll be able to see on the back of the camera, but I'm still in the river, so being a bit careful. Let's have a look. So yeah, got various different sections and shutter speeds, so hopefully between them there'll be some nice exposures. I wanted to show you on the back of the camera while I was doing it, but the GoPro froze, so I just had to take it apart and take the battery out to get it working again. Bit of a pain, but it's working now, so yeah. So head back to the car. I might do a few 100 to 400 shots a little bit further up, because I think that it looks quite interesting, so I'll go and do that now and then head back to the car. But yeah, lovely little discovery, probably well photographed, but I didn't know it was here, so yeah, great to photograph it. So talk to you soon. I've backed off a little bit now, away from the spray, and just concentrating now with the 100 to 400 on the Z7ii. I'm picking out little areas of the fall to sort of give a more intimate scene of the flowing water, a little bit more majestic. It's definitely a lovely view. So I'm on ISO 200 f8 and 1/4 of a second, but I'm ranging between sort of a second and an eighth of a second, and then bouncing the ISO accordingly between 100 and 400, so that I get a nice balanced even exposure on all shutter speeds, but I can just pick the one I like in terms of its effect. So yeah, lovely scene, really, really nice. Glad I found that one. Better head back to the car in a minute though, because the boys will be wondering what I'm up to. So yeah, again, talk to you in a bit. I'm guessing that was Glenelg Falls, but yeah, just let me know in the comments. For now, I've just got to get down here and then cross the river, back to the car, if they'll let me in, because I'm absolutely soaked through. That's what happens when you stand in a waterfall. So let's go and wade through a river. So there's two sections to this river, so I'll cross here and then go across the field and know that this is definitely chilly water. I've got knee-high seal skins on, so my feet aren't actually wet, although they're pretty cold. Well, they may be a little bit wet, I guess, because I was standing pretty much up to my knees in the water. But now, just crossing these two not too strong rivers, and then back to the car. But yeah, considering what the weather's been like this afternoon with constant rain, that was a nice find, so I'm quite pleased to have a photograph from today. And then hopefully tomorrow, the forecast is quite good for both cloud cover or cloud cover disappearing and the northern lights. So I hope, now the lads are still there in the car, so that's good news. Hope we'll be able to go to a forest and do some forest shots tomorrow afternoon. Woodland scapes, which would be really nice. And then tomorrow evening, go over to Applecross Bay. Hopefully there'll be a few rollers coming in there. But for sure we'll be booked in at the Applecross Inn for a nice meal. If you get the chance, go to the Applecross Inn, it's wonderful. And then we'll go back over the Applecross Pass and sit at the top of the Applecross Pass and wait for the northern lights. So fingers crossed we'll get a few photographs with interesting foreground compositions from up at the top. And yeah, can't wait.